Hello and welcome to my craft room. My name is Michelle Wells. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator from Tasmania, Australia. Thanks for joining me for 12 days of Christmas fun. Today is day 11, so we've got one more day to go. I was going to do a live video this afternoon, but I ran out of time, and so I'm going to do it in the morning. So I will do it first up in the morning. And that'll be it for 12 days of Christmas for this year. So, alrighty, so we're going to get started, and I've got a cute little project, and I'm going to tweak this one a little bit. So, but anyway, I'll pop that to the side, and we'll get started. So, last year, a few years ago, I created this little card here. So, and this one I created, and it just opens up, but when I was creating it, I didn't do it properly, so I've tweaked it a bit more. So but I can't show this one because all this paper and this these dies and that are all retired, so I can't show that one, so I'm going to put that one away. So I actually come up with another version of it, and this one's using the little gnomes. I'm just loving these gnomes at the moment. So this is the front, and then you open it up, and then inside you can write your message. But this one I'm going to tweak a little bit, so I'm going to show you what I'm going to do there. So, but it just shuts up like that, and then the little flap comes down. But when I was making this one, I scored in the wrong spot, so this one's not sitting properly, but you can see where my score lines up here. I've got two of them, but I'm going to create this one again, so, and I'm going to do a little tweaking with this one as well. So I'm going to pop that one up there. Alrighty, so I'm going to go through everything that I've used. So I've used garden green for my colours. Did I use garden green? Yeah, I used garden green for my stamping. And I stamped the little mistletoe. I think that's what that is, the mistletoe. So I stamped that in the garden green, and I cut it out. And then I used the gnome dies to die cut my little die out, and he's here. And then I used which one's it? The stylish shape dies. I just love these, and I used this one here for my sentiment. And then I used the candy cane dies again for the holly. Well, the holly, I'm calling it holly, but it's mistletoe. And then I used my layering circles, and I also used this one to stamp my gnome out of the kindest gnomes. So I'll put them aside, actually, and pop that one aside too. And like I said, they're all the dies that I used. Oh, and I also used two different circles. I used the circle out of the stylish I used the circles out of this one as well, out of the stylish shape dies. So I used the second largest, I think, or the third largest. So, but anyway, I've got them out because I need to do those with you. So I'm going to bring in all my my paper. So, and this is all ready and scored and cut. So I might go through the measurements with you with this one. So I'm going to grab my trimmer, and I'm going to pop him down, right way. That's the right way. So I'm going to pop him in. I'm going to open my arm up, and this piece here, just hid all my measurements. So I'll stick that up there. So this piece here is 4 1/4 by 11 1/4, I think. I think that's what I made that one. I better just double check. Make sure that that one's the right size too. And that one's 11. I'm I'm sure I made him a little bit bigger. Okay, I'm going to go with 4 1/4 by 11 1/4. I'm sure. Anyway, I'm going to try that. I think this one, yeah, this one is 11 1/4 by 4 1/4. And what I'm going to do is my first score is going to be 4 1/4. Just going to score this at 4 1/4. So, making sure it's 4 1/4. Sorry if I'm bumping the table, and 8 1/2. So 4 1/4 and 8 1/2. And I think this piece here, I've cut this at the right size too. So I'm just going to double check this piece. So that's 4 by 4. I think that's the right, just double checking, because I've got 2 different measurements here, because the last one I've done a little bit smaller and I've lost my ruler. Anyway, I'll work it out as I go. So I know that one's too long for in there, so I'm just going to double check to see what those measurements were. So 4 1/4, so 4 by 4. So this piece has got to be 4 by 4. Okay. Right, 4 by 4. Yep, that's right. So I'll just pop this away now because we don't need this anymore. Oh, she says that we don't need it, but I might. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold. This one's going to be the one that goes up to my, and I'm just going to grab my foam folder, make sure it's straight there. So I'm just going to crease that. And this piece, because this piece here is a little bit long, I did do it the right measurement. So this piece should be 4 1/4 by 11 1/4. So what we're going to do now is, because this piece won't sit in here, we're just going to cut a little sliver off that. And I'm just going to grab my little trimmer. He was sitting here, and probably under the avalanche over here of stuff. Okay. There he is. He's down. He was back where I put him. So this piece here, like this piece is going to go in here, and because we can't close this piece here, we need to cut a little tiny bit off this side. So what I'm going to do is pop it into my little trimmer, and I'm just going to cut just a little hair off that, just a tiny little bit. So, and we'll see if it'll go in now. And it does, and we'll just make sure, and it's not quite. So what we're going to do is just cut a little tiny bit more off that. Just a little tiny bit. You don't need a lot, because if you cut too much off, okay, when you fold it down, and that's good. So if you cut too much off, when you get my card back out, if you cut too much off like this here, I'll show you my other one, you will know what I mean. When I cut this one like too short, this piece here didn't sit up here right, because I didn't want it to come over the top of there. So if I'd have cut it the other way, cut it like this, then this would look funny, because there would have been too much a gap, like you can see on that one. So I'll put that one up there. So we just cut a little bit, so if you look at this one, it's just nearly level with the top of that, so you can't see anything when you open it. We can't see the white piece, that's what I mean. So grab that out of the way. So now that's ready to go. So what we're going to do before we do any cutting is we're going to pop our white piece on the inside, but before we do that, we're going to stamp the warm wishes. So I'm going to stamp that on the inside of here. So I'm trying to find my memento. Okay, so I'm just going to just stamp that up, not ink that up, I mean. And then making sure it's the right way, warm wishes. I'm just going to stamp that down in the middle there. And there you go, I'll stick that to the side. So let that dry for a second. While that one's drying, we'll pop this piece here on top of there. And I thought that might be a little bit too big now. So, is that the same size as that? No. See, that piece is right, but this piece is a little bit long. So, I still think we need to go 4 1/4. I'm actually going to try that again because I want you to have the right measurement. So, I'm just going to pop these to the side. I'm going to grab another piece of the real red, and I'll grab this little one. This piece here was off cut, so I'm not going to worry about this is 4 by, but I just want to make sure that that's like properly done. So this time I'm just going to go 11, and I'm just going to see how that goes. So I'm going to cut this one at 11, and I'm just going to check because the last one was 4 1/4, but I'm sure it's not right for some reason. So 4 1/4. Up 4 1/4. So this piece will be 4 1/4 by 11, and then we're going to score the first one at 4 1/4. So cut that. Just want to see if this is right. 4 1/4, and then we're going to go 8 1/2. Okay, 8 1/2. And I think it was the way I scored it before. So then we're going to score this one down, and then this one's going to come up, but because this one is a little bit too short still, yeah, so it's 4 1/4 by 11. So then we'll grab our little trimmer, and then we'll just cut a little hair off that, just a tiny little bit, and that one should go. Yep, just nicely. So, yeah, it should be 4 1/4 by 11. So, and it gives you the tiny little flap, but mine's too big now. So what I'll have to do is I'll cut a little bit off that. So this one here, I'll just measure to make sure what that one is. So that piece there is 2 1/2. So that's 2 1/2, and this one here is 2 3/4. So we need to take 2 3/4. So we need to take 1/4 of an inch off that. So, yeah. Okay, where are we? Yeah. So I've got to take 1/4 of an inch off that one. So just to make that size, because that other one's too small now. So if you measure yours, so I'm just going to take 1/4 of an inch off mine, and that'll make it the right size. And it should be the right size now for me. So when you get your piece, make sure it's 11 by 4 1/4, then score it at 4 1/4 and 8 1/2, and then cut your little sliver off here, and then it'll be perfect. So because my pieces already here are already the right size, and I actually had it cut it wrong, so now I'll start assembling all these, so I can start. So what I need to do now is like close your card up, and then this little piece here is going to be glued onto there. So we'll do that now. Make sure I've got the full glue. Okay, so, but all the measurements, I'll have all the measurements in the video. I've been so flat out. I'm going to do 12 Days of Christmas next year, a bit different next year, so because I'm finding it working with, like, looking at running with for mum, and then having the grandkids like start the school holidays. It sort of mucked me up a little bit, but next year I'm going to do it completely different, so I'm going to plan myself in advance. So that piece is there. This piece is going to go on the inside. So you've got your little flap up here and your bigger one down here. So we're just going to pop this one into the middle. And we need to pop this one on first, so we can cut it all out together. So I'm just going to line that up there. Maybe that's alright. It's in the middle and that's fine. Oh, I stuck that on just fine. So that piece there goes on there, and I don't think I need that piece on. No, he's fine. So that's all I've got to do at the moment is pop these pieces on. So you've got to pop your top on, and so that'll be your top of your card, and that's the inside. So what we're going to do now is we're going to grab these circles that I told you about, like this circle here. That's already cut out. I've already pre-cut all my little pieces out here, but I'll show you. So I've already cut all my pieces out that I needed. So, but you'll need to cut an extra circle, like because you won't be able to use what we're going to cut out, because I'll show you what I mean. But you'll need to have another circle. So, but I'll show you that in a minute. So what you're going to do is you're going to open your card up and you're going to line it up between those score lines. So this, you've got your top flap here, and then you've got your white piece here with your sentiment on it. What we're going to do is we're going to put that circle between that score line. So we're going to try to put it in there as like even as we can. It's not going to make any difference if you don't get it properly straight. So I'm just going to hold that down there. I'll just grab a little bit of my tape so I can keep that in. So all I'm doing, because I don't want to bring my cut and emboss machine in, and I've got mine sort of over to the right a bit. So when I think that that's even and I'm happy with that, then I'll just stick a little bit of tape there, and then I'll just run that through my cut and emboss machine. I'll be back in a second. And but I'll leave this card here so you can have a look at that. So I'm just going to run this through, and I'll be back with you in a jiff. So everything's close by in here. Okay. Alright. And I'm noticing it's getting to that time of the year where we're just so busy with like Christmas commitments and that. So now I'm just going to take that off ever so slowly, because I just don't want it to, and it nearly did. See, I can't use this one because it's got a score in it, and like it's got like 2 pieces of paper, and it's not going to work. So, but we've got all that, but you could use that for something else if you like. So now you've got your little piece that closes like that. So you've just cut that circle out from between this score line here. So you've lined it up in there. So what we're going to do now is that you're going to close this bottom one up. But before we do that, before we add that circle, we need to put our DSP on. So that one's going that way. So I'm going to put the reverse side this time. So just making sure I'm sure that's cut. Yeah, that's cutting, because that square there is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So I'm going to grab my glue, and I'm just going to pop this. I'm just actually using all my DSP up this year. So I'm loving the candy cane. So I didn't get a lot of the paper this year, so I'm sort of using up what I've got. Okay. I'm just making sure that, okay, let's cut a little bit. I'll just move that one down there, but that's okay. So once you've got it down, I'm just going to give that a burnish down. So once you've done that, so you should have your circle cut out. You should have, so you should have stuck these pieces on first. Cut your circle out. Close up your card. Pop your DSP on. Close this one up. So now we're going to pop this circle. Is going to sit in here. So before we do that, what we're going to do is we're going to just pop a little bit of glue just inside that, so don't go too close to the edge of that circle. So I'm just making sure. And then once I've done that, grab your circle and then sit that inside that circle, so you're using that circle as a guide. So, and once you've got that and you're happy where that is, give it a good rub down. So then once you open that card, your circle is sitting in there. So, and then you'll open it up like that, and that shows your card. So I'm just going to close that back up, and then I'm going to flip that over, and I can see the imprint of where I've cut. It's run it through the cut and emboss machine. It's sort of got that sort of gives it character, I think so. So now what we're going to do is, pardon me. So like I said, I've already cut my sentiment, and I've already cut my little mistletoe, I think they're called. So, but all I've done was to do this is I grabbed my stamp. So I'll do it with you quickly, and if I can find a piece of white cardstock. There's a piece there. So this has got a little I'm having trouble with one of my stamps. So, but anyway, I'm going to stamp this up. And this is just, I'm just going to show you how I did this. So all I've done was stamp that onto a white bit of cardstock, and then I used to colour it in. This one here, I'd done the opposite to what I'd done here. So this one here, I'd done black feet, like the black shoes, and I'd done the soft suede top with the real red hat. Here I used the soft suede shoes with the black top and the real red. So, but you can do it however you like. But these are the colours I used. So, and I used the crumb cake Free Skin. So I'll just do that quickly. I'll quickly colour this in and show you how quickly. I just do like quick colouring. I don't go, that was just, I'd done his little face with the crumb cake. The real red, I'm just going to colour his. You can do some highlights if you want, so I'm just going to colour his little hat. So I don't really have to do much more to, and I'm just going with, and I like to go the same way, but depends on which way, and I've got to have the line there, but I can fix this up. So, but you sort of can get the gist of, that was the hat. And then I did like the suede shoes, so I'm just going to go the soft suede shoes, but you can colour these any colours you like. And so I'm going to do that piece there, and like you'll be a lot neater than me, but I'm just showing you quickly. And then I just grabbed the light black, and I just done his sleeves in the light black, and I did his pants red as well. So under this bit here, I done the white pant, red pants and that. So that's all I done there. And once I finished that, then I cut him out. So, and that's my finished product there. So to assemble this card, like to put all your pieces on, I'll put all those up there on there so I don't lose them. So I'm going to close my card. This piece is going to go on top of there, so I'm going to glue that piece on top of there. So I'm going to glue him on top of there and have him even. Oh no, don't move. That was a good save. Okay, right, just going to hold him there for a second instead of flinging him around. So now these pieces here are going to sit. Whatever you put on here, you've got to make sure it's not going to go over, because that'll stop your card from closing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a little tiny bit on that one. I'm just going to stick him about there. And this piece here, I'm going to do the same. He's going to go about there, so he's not coming over. And then you'll pop him up on some glue dots, or glue dots, some dimensionals. Glue dots won't do anything, he'll just sort of sit flat. So I put 3 on, I put 2 down near his feet, and I put 2 down near his feet and come back here. And I'll just take these all off. And then I just popped him on top of that mistletoe. So, and oh, that one's come off. Okay. And we'll just stay there. Okay. So now we're going to pop this piece on top of that mistletoe. And we're just going to make sure that he covers, and he does. So that's him sitting up on the mistletoe. And this piece here, we're going to just pop down here. So he's going to sit up on some dimensionals as well. So I put one either side, and then I put one in the middle to stop it from sagging. Okay, so I'm going to take the backings off that. And my belly's growling. So I'm going to pop him and make sure it's even. And before I press it down, I'm just going to sit it there. And probably put it up that way. And it looks about even to me. So I'm just going to give him a press down. So if you want these to close flat, but once you've made it off, like, it tends to go down anyway. So another little thing I was thinking of, I'll come back and put the other little rhinestone. But another little thing I was thinking of, and I'm not quite sure, is I need a piece that's going to be longer than that. So, and, oh, that's right, I was going to do it on this side. I was going to put up here, I was going to grab a piece of, I was going to put my sentiment down here, and I was going to have this sit up here, so you could put a little gift card in there. So I was going to have my sentiment down here, then I was going to have my, but it's not going to work, because when I could put it there, I suppose, just glue a little piece there. I'll show you what, this is Actually, I'll show you on the other one because I don't want to ruin this one. Because if I ruin that one, I won't be able to send it away. So what I'm going to do is I'll show you what I mean here, what I'm going to do. So this piece is, how long is that piece? So that's 4.5. So 4.5. So what we're going to do is, because this piece here, in here is 4.25. So we're going to score 1/8 of an inch either side of that. So I'm going to bring this in. Or no, actually I won't do that. I'm just going to cut it. So we're going to cut this at 4.25. And that'll be easier. So, and then what I'll do is I'm going to pop that. No, that's right. That's bigger. This one was a bit smaller because it was my test run one, and I made a mistake. So this piece should be 4. Okay, so 4. So just a piece that's the same size as here, and I'll go the green side. So what I'm going to do is I'd pop that down that side there. So if I had a retired little punch, but I can't find where that went. But you'd cut a little bit here, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to pop a little tiny bit of glue on this side. Okay, yeah, this side. And then on this side. And then I'm just going to stick that. I want that down there. Okay, before I do that. And I want a little bit on that side as well. So what we're going to do is pop that away from that score line, because you don't want to put it on there. So then you can, oh, I knew I'd do that. I've been doing that a lot lately. Okay, get rid of that glue. And you can do this longer if you like, but now that's all sticky. I don't know. So then you would, my gift card's gone again, but you'd then stick a gift card in there. So if I find this one over here that I did the other day, it was sitting here looking at me. So if I got one of these, like this is one that I made in one of the other series, and if you set that in there without that little piece there, so then that'd close up in there. But I need to take that off. So if I can find another little one that doesn't have, yeah, oh, I did have one on here that I was playing around with, and I should have kept that out so I could show you what I meant, but there he is. There goes an avalanche. So this is just a little gift card, not gift card, like a little tag that I made. So if I flip it over the other side, you'll see it better. So just say this is your gift card and you put it in there. Well, then you'd have your gift card in there, and then you'd close it up, and at least it's secure, not sort of having it upside down. And then you close that, and then there you have your little card with your gift card inside there. But actually I like that now, so I know that that's going to work. So I can do the same thing to this one. So I'll see if I've got another little piece there. And I don't know if that one's going to be big enough. And I'll just knock my other piece off to the other side of the... I may as well do that now. I'll go grab this piece off the floor that it just went rolling down there. So I know my piece here is going to be 4.25. So I just want to make it, like, sending things in the mail these days gets quite expensive. So, but if you can send a gift card, nice little card and that. It'd be nice. So I'm just going to cut that at 2. So 2. And 2 by 4 1/4. That's what size my card is. So that'll sit just nicely in there. And I'm just going to make this one a little bit bigger. Actually, cut him down just a tiny little bit. Might go 1 3/4. Okay, so we'll get rid of that. And I'm just going to pop this one here. So, and I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue on 4 sides. I wonder if I like it that one. Actually, I might go that way. The candy canes. I like the candy canes. So it just gives a bit more colour. Okay. Pop a little bit of glue. And I need some gift card holders to give my children. I've made a few different ones now, so that one will just sit there nicely, and I might need to push that over a little bit more. That's better. So that's ready now to put your gift card holder in. So, and I'll take that one out there and just pretend that's a gift card, and I'll flip him over that way so he's not, and you can just pop him in there. No one wants to bend, so we'll just pop him in there, and there's your card. So that one there, I just need to make sure that you open him up and then flip him down. So there you go. And I'm just going to give that one a good burnish down so it'll sit. But if you wanted to, you could have your sentiment come up here a little bit more so this can actually like close down in there. But that's my little project for today. Oh, one more thing before I go is it needs bling. And I did go through all my my rhinestones and that, and took out all the ones that were retired. So the faceted gems are still current. So I'm going to pop one of them on the end of his hat. Oh, end of his hat. I did that in my last one. Wonder why he's trotted down there. At the end of his hat, it just looks like he's Santa Claus. So the Santa Claus gnome. And then I'm just going to pop 2 of these just either side of the Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So there you go. That's my project for today. I hope you like it. And I'm very sorry that I'm not going to be going live this afternoon. But I will be back tomorrow, Sunday, for the last one, and I'll be going live. But before I do that, I better just grab a couple more letters. I'll give you 3 more letters, and I'll give you the rest tomorrow. So that's what you'll need to add with the rest of your letters for the little sentence, the 4-word sentence that I'll have. So, but I'll tell you more about that tomorrow. So, but yeah. So which one do you like? Do you like the green or do you like the red? So, but I think they're both cute anyway. So, but alrighty then. I'll let you go, and I'll catch you tomorrow. And I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. Alrighty then. Bye for now.